stream.
Yeah.
Alright, stream starting. Let me know when it's live.
It's live.
We are live! Let's go, baby.
It is live. Oh, gosh. I'm so far.
Okay, yes, we are live.
Let me move.
We are live.
Sorry about the photo on the back.
You good?
Oh, you can't really see it anyway. That's funny.
Your mic is like, wait. Go ahead and talk.
Hello. Can everyone hear me clearly?
Okay, yeah, we're good, we're good.
Clearly?
What's up, everybody?
I'm talking.
We got some juicy information for you.
I am talking.
It's gonna be interesting. All right, guys, let's let everyone come in. Hope your day is going well. Type your questions in the comment, in the chat box. My gosh, we're trying to figure this out. Type your questions in the chat box. We're gonna answer every start-sit question tonight, and we want to let you know. Please subscribe, hit the like button. We're doing these every Saturday night. And by the way, guys, we are now streaming on FantasyLand Gaming as well. I just commented from the channel, FantasyLand Gaming. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe to us there, guys, if you want to watch us game with some of our league mates. But we got some people in the chat now. We got some people on the stream. Let's go ahead and start this thing off, Badaki.
Welcome to the FantasyLand Football Podcast.
Okay.
Okay.
Technical difficulties, to say the least, today. All right, Badaki, what's happened in the league just recently, and a bit of controversy.
I actually want to hear your perspective because you haven't said anything, but I saw everything that you had in the chat before I talk about what I want to say. Look, all I can say is I'm not upset. I'm just bothered because when I say something or when I do something, people don't like, they quick to say something, but when they do something, I don't care. They do what you do, do what you do. But yeah. I want to hear your perspective.
Yeah, look, and I'm sorry, guys, if my mic is a little strange today. I was supposed to get a mic in from Amazon. Big shout out to Amazon for, actually UPS's fault for screwing me over. I'll have a mic next week, though. So here's what's happened, guys. We have a league, obviously, Fellowship of the Fantasy Ring. If you keep up with us, you'll know about that league. But what's happened is about 30 minutes before we were about to go live, Badaki agreed to a trade with one Elijah Burns, okay? And the trade was Badaki was getting Austin Eckler, Stephon Diggs, James White, and Jamison Crowder. And he was giving up Mark Ingram, Melvin Gordon, and A.J. Brown. So, we don't have a veto option in our league because everyone's adults. You make a move, then you make a move. But the chat was furious about this, and I think personally rightly so. It just felt like Badaki was getting a really good deal here. Comment, let us know. Do you think that this was an unfair trade? Really curious to hear what people's thoughts are. Look, me and the commissioner, Sam, are going to talk about this because we don't know how to approach it. We're going to talk after the live stream.
Well, it already went back. So
yeah, but we haven't approved it yet.
It doesn't matter.
We haven't approved it yet.
Or it should go back, and y'all should return it already. And if y'all haven't, y'all should do it because.
Here's the thing. It feels a little bit forced for me from your side, right? Like.
It feels what? Forced?
It feels forced, like you're being forced to do this. So.
Well,
I'm gonna have to have a chat.
I'm not being forced to do anything. I'm okay with me going back on the trade because I'm still happy with my team whether I get this trade, I have this trade or not.
Yeah.
My problem is that when I do a trade, me specifically, because I am in the position that I am, not with the podcast, just more I am top of the leaderboard. I
Right.
already have good people on my team. I'm getting more good people on my team purely because I either convinced somebody to make a trade or the person wanted to trade those people away. Okay? So the league is upset because
Yeah.
the league is upset because I at the end of the day made my team better and my team's already good.
Yeah.
So I think that's the frustrating part, and I get it. Like I've seen so many people do that, and I've seen so many people, I guess you can say trade rape essentially. And I was the person that did that to that person because that person agreed to it. Sorry. I'm sorry that you feel like this trade was unfair just because I'm getting my team's already my team better. So I'm still happy to go back on the trade. I'm going back on the trade because Elijah texted me personally. He was just like, you know what, everything that's happening right now is everyone's upset. So I'm chilling right now because at the end of the day, my team's still good, and I'm pretty confident in my team. But
yeah,
I'm happy to go back on. I'm happy to go back on the trade.
Okay. So, just so everyone's on the same page, it's been a little chaotic to start the live stream. We had some technical difficulties. My microphone didn't come in from UPS. I just switched to an Apple headset. Hopefully it's okay. Hopefully you guys can hear me. And there was chaos in our fantasy league chat after a trade gone down. Regardless of what you think about it, let's get down to what we're actually here to do.
Hello, you play to win the game.
Okay, so we're going to help you with some start-sit advice. That's right, we are starting right now, okay? So we're going to start answering questions. Hopefully you guys are still here. Zell TV was the first one to ask a question, Badaki, and the question was Adam Thielen or A.J. Brown. So let's start off here. Adam Thielen or A.J. Brown, Badaki?
I think they're both must starts, but Adam Thielen has a better matchup against the Cowboys.
I agree. Adam Thielen should be starting. The Baltimore Ravens are no joke, guys. You just cannot be. If you have those options, you gotta. AJ is a must start, but in that scenario, you're right. You do need to start Thielen, Watson, or Cam Newton. We both would say Watson without a doubt.
Yeah.
What Patriots running back can I trust, Thomas? Badaki?
I mean, the only person I would like is Damian Harris personally. For the long run, but right now I don't really trust anyone besides Damian Harris. He's at the top of my list.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's the only one that you could trust, only one that you would want to start. But even then, we talked about Damian Harris on the podcast. You can't necessarily trust him that much in a PPR league because he really has that Sony Michel role. He's just running the ball. He's not very involved in the passing game. So he is the only one you would potentially want to trust. Okay. Thomas Charlton said Duke Johnson. Look, Duke is going to have volume, right, Badaki? I mean, he's not someone that we are, obsessed with the idea of starting. But if you're in a pinch, then you probably have to start him. He's going up against New England. He can catch, and he's going to get the running work.
Yeah.
He does have top 20 potential this week, right? Just purely because of volume?
Yeah, because of volume, and I think the matchup is decent. I think New England's defense is good, but the Texans are kind of on a little run, if that makes sense. I think they're trying to they're finding themselves right now. So I think Duke Johnson's a good start regardless.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, next question. Jacoby Myers or Kalen Ballage at flex? But I can't let you take this away, but I think we feel the same.
I personally like Kalen Ballage just purely because of his matchup. He plays the Jets. So, yeah.
I agree. Kalen Ballage is a must start this week. I said if we had a start of the week segment, then Kalen Ballage would be my start of the week. Went from out of the league to starting to practice squad to surprise. You're the starter of this team. The matchup is beautiful.
Honestly.
You got to start him. That's how I would be feeling if I was Kalen Ballage right now at this point in my career. Again, guys, please like this video right now. If you're watching, that would be super helpful for us. And subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube page yet, go ahead and subscribe as well. But Badaki, why don't you take this next couple questions here from Trayvon, Flex Cooper or Crowder, and then take a couple after that.
Flex Cooper or Crowder? Has to be Amari Cooper for sure. He has a better matchup. Personally, I don't like Crowder, and don't really like who he's going up against. I'm lost here. Okay. Zell TV, start 2, Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick, Clyde, James Robinson. Oh, man. You kind of have these are all must start guys though. Besides JD, I wouldn't be confident starting JD McKissick right now. Obviously, with this volume,
yeah.
It has to be James and Clyde for me. I'm starting over Antonio and McKissick.
Yeah,
that's the thought process.
I agree.
We have Giovanni Bernardo, Duke Johnson. I'm personally might go Gio. We heard the breaking news of. Joe Mixon going on IR after being out for 3 weeks already, and then saying, you know what, we're going to put you on IR. That would have been nice to know.
That's terrible.
It's terrible.
That would have been really nice to know.
That would have been nice to know, like, I don't know, 4 weeks ago. Hey, we're going to put Joe Mixon on the IR.
It's terrible.
Obviously, what's very clear, because if the team knew he was going to be out this long, Badaki, Joe Mixon we're talking about, guys, they would have placed him on IR. So what's very clear is that they did not know. And unfortunately, if you own Joe Mixon, it's just a big old GG's.
The GG's, boys. Thanks for playing.
Okay.
GG's.
Where are we up to here?
All-Star, your voice is kind of laggy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Again, if you didn't hear before, UPS and Amazon decided to do me over this week. I was supposed to have a mic in for live streaming. If you listen to the podcast, my mic is much clearer. But unfortunately, UPS just decided to not deliver my package today. I promise you next week, though, the live stream is going to be a lot clearer from my end. I'll sound just like Badaki, but he obviously sounds a lot cooler than me. But I appreciate you guys. We're obviously going to give you some great advice right now. Again, please like the video and subscribe if you haven't, guys. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss when we do go live every Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Daniel Illiois is trolling. Steve Launcher, what's up, my guy? Which of these three do I start? Curtis Samuel, Devante Parker, and Jacoby Myers. Which two of these three?
2 out of 3.
You know what's weird with Devante Parker is, like, he's definitely the most talented wide receiver out of this group. But, man, can you really trust him at all?
Nah, I don't trust him. I don't like anyone on the Dolphins, period. I don't want anyone on the Dolphins on my team. I think Jacoby has a good matchup, personally. And I will probably start him. Curtis Samuel, still iffy with Teddy Bridgewater, so I'll probably have to say Devante Parker and Jacoby Myers.
Okay, I like it. I can ride with that. Deontay Johnson or Antonio Gibson at flex. Guys, make sure that you tell us if it's PPR. If it's trades, give us full context. Just make sure when you do type a question when we get to it, because we're going from top to bottom, that you have all the context that you need to give us to answer the question. I assume this is PPR league. But Aki, this is a tough question here.
It is tough. I think I'm leaning towards Deontay Johnson.
Okay.
Purely because his matchup, he's playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Antonio won the sharing the ball with J.D. McKissick. And I think Deontay can find the end zone this game. We've seen the Steelers switch up their offense from the run game to the pass game. James Conner's value has kind of dropped. His workload has dropped. I think Deontay Johnson, is a good start, in my opinion.
I just looked at my rankings, and they're literally back-to-back. I do have Antonio Gibson above Deontay. And I think for me, when I think about this scenario, I'm thinking, okay, what's the volume that I need? And Antonio's got the better volume. He's going to get at least 15 to 17 touches a game. So for me, I'm going to lean Antonio Gibson. But I would say if you're in a scenario where you're playing someone and you just need to take a risk, you're like, you know what? I need to take a risk. I don't need to play it safe. I would start Deontay in that scenario because that is a real play sometimes. But my safe play, the one I personally would do, is Antonio Gibson. It's Aiden. What's up, my guy? Says Watkins, Bell, or T.Y. Hilton at flex. I just want to say I'm so sorry what's ever happened
Honestly,
to your fantasy season that you find yourself having to start one of these guys. I don't know if Watkins is playing. Did we get an update on that?
nah, it's confirmed. He's confirmed he's out for the game.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to start Bell. Bro, actually might have to be T.Y. Hilton.
It might have to be, but could you, whoever this is, it's Aiden. If you're listening, bro, we're gonna get back to this question, and I want you to tell me 5 options on your waiver wire right now that you could pick up, because I feel like there might be a better start Badaki than T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton out of those options is who we have to choose though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Connor.
Connor Nero, what's up, my guy? Says pick 2: Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, Juju, Josh Reynolds, AB full PPR. This is easy. You got to start your stars: Tyreek Hill and Keenan Allen. Don't even question it. Start your stars, right?
Yeah, I'm not seeing this question.
Connor Nero, pick 2: Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen.
I see pick 2: Mike Davis, Nick Chubb, Duke Johnson, and Jonathan Taylor full PPR.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
There's some a bit higher. I don't know if you saw in between Ilio's things.
Okay, oh, sorry. Yeah, you are right. Why don't you go ahead and take Connor's first question there?
So pick 2: Mike Davis, Nick Chubb, Duke Johnson, and Jonathan Taylor full PPR. I mean, right off the back for me, I think it has to be Nick Chubb for sure. That's a for sure start for me. Let me see who Mike Davis is playing. Mike Davis is playing the Lions.
Yeah.
It has to be, I think it's Mike Davis, Nick Chubb. Thoughts?
I agree. I just don't think you can start Jonathan Taylor even though you want to.
No, I'm not happy starting Jonathan Taylor.
Why don't you take the next couple ones here?
It's an interesting matchup because Jonathan Taylor is going against Green Bay that gives up a lot of points to running backs.
Yeah.
But I'm just not sure if you can trust it, like you said.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I agree. Struggles.
People call my team bad in 2 players. Meanwhile, I'm on a 3 streak.
Hey, people can hate on you all you want, bro. Let people hate on you. There's nothing you can do about that.
Logan Kraft says he has an echo. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we go back to Connors now. Pick 2: Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, Juju, Josh Reynolds, AB full PPR.
Sorry, I
Is that
think
the one you were talking about earlier?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can? You can't.
I cannot.
Okay. I think I figured out what the echo is, but I don't know that I can fix it right now. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so what was the question again?
Connor, pick 2: Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, Juju, Josh Reynolds, AB full PPR.
Okay.
I'm doing Tyreek and Keenan personally.
Yep. Gotta start your stars.
Without a doubt, for sure.
Absolutely. Marvin Jones or Devante Parker from Logan Kraft. What's up, guys? Super sorry about my delay on my mic. Again, we're going to get it fixed next week. But who are you going here? Marvin Jones or Devante Parker?
I think I might have to go Devante Parker.
Okay. And the why?
Just purely because actually no, I can't. You have to go Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones. I was gonna go Devante Parker just because of his matchup. I think the Broncos are gonna give up a lot of touchdowns to Miami. Miami's on a real good swing right now, a real good, win streak.
Yeah.
But, DeAndre Swift is out. Kenny G is out again. So Marvin Jones is the only guy there other than, TJ Hawkinson. And Marvin Jones found the end zone last weekend. So
yeah, I know.
I think these are both good starts.
It's hard. Personally. It's hard to start Marvin Jones because of the inconsistency. But you kind of have to start him in that scenario with your options. Insane All-Star, what's up, my guy? Cooper or Brandon Cooks? Cooper or Brandon Cooks and pick 2 to start at running back, Gurley, Henderson, and AP.
Cooper for sure, I think, for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it has to be Gurley, Henderson.
I think you're right.
Maybe.
It's just hard because, look, here's the deal with Detroit, guys. We don't really know what AP's role is going to be. We assume he's going to be the lead guy, but we couldn't tell you that. Whereas we know that Henderson's going to get some of the work. So personally, I'm probably going to lean as well towards Henderson in that scenario.
Keegan, McLean, Giovanni, or DJ Moore at flex.
Yes, sir.
I'm choosing Gio personally. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm going to go Gio as well. Purely because of volume. You have to follow the volume, guys. What do we always say in fantasy?
Mm-hmm.
Volume is king. So personally, I think that you have to go Gio as well.
All right, Matt here. Pick 1 full PPR. Deontay Johnson, Justin Jefferson, Roberto Woods, also Jonnu Smith, Jared Cook for a tight end. Tight end, I think I'm choosing Jonnu Smith without a doubt. Pick 1, Deontay Johnson, Justin Jefferson, or Robert Woods.
I just want to say something that we do say quite often here, and I feel like I need to keep saying this, but I'm sorry about the lag on my mic, guys. We're going to get that fixed next week. If you're in this scenario, guys, and you have, and you only need to pick one of these 3 guys, and they're all starters, you need to seriously consider package trading to upgrade at a position.
Right.
Whether it's at wide receiver, tight end, running back, whatever it looks like. If you have this many starters, you need to package some of them to get stars, to get people that are no question starters. In my head, I automatically look at it and I'm thinking Robert Woods and Jefferson or Deontay, package them. Go get a guy who's a top 5 wide receiver. Go get a guy who's a top 6 wide receiver. Go get a top 10 running back, a top 15 running back. I don't know. I feel like you could probably improve your squad. But if I had to choose one, Badaki, probably not Woods, which means Deontay or Justin Jefferson.
I'm choosing Deontay.
Okay.
Personally.
And I feel like that's fair because the Steelers have been throwing a lot more, and the matchup is beautiful. So, yeah, we're going to go with Deontay there. Eric and Ebron or Gronk from Thomas. I think you got to go Gronk. He's always a threat to be in the end zone. So,
I agree with that.
Also forgot to ask, would Hunt be a better flex over Crowder or Cooper? 100%, 1,000% yes. Yes. Got to start Hunt there. Daniel Ilya, Austin Eckler, and Mark Ingram rest of the season. He's just trolling now. Okay. Let's see. Matt Becker, what's up, my guy? Reminder, guys, please hit the like button. Got a bunch of people watching right now. Hit that like button and subscribe. Hit the notifications so you don't miss when we go live next. Matt Becker says, okay, just wondering what your thoughts on Michael Thomas on Sunday. Do you think he'll do anything even though Taysom is under center? Like, is this a week MC could get 15 to 16 points or more?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Let's talk about Michael Thomas.
It's a big conversation. I think if you listen to the last podcast, right?
I just want to take a couple seconds and let's slow down for a second.
Right.
If you're watching and you're a Michael Thomas owner, I just want to speak directly to you right now. And I want to say, despite the lag in my microphone, my heart is full for you. Okay?
That's what I was about to say.
I'm sad. I feel your pain. I waited a long time for Michael Thomas to come back. And then he comes back and puts up a 10-point game. He thought the targets were good. But the next game, 3 points. This is why I have trust issues. You know what I mean? Like, this is why I have trust issues.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you, what I can't promise you is that Michael Thomas will be the Michael Thomas he was last year again this year. I can't tell you that. I can't. But what I can tell you is that when there's a change in the offense, there is new hope. And what do we have in fantasy football other than hope? You have to believe. You have to hold on. You have to start Michael Thomas. And you just have to pray to the football gods and say, please, please tell me he's in the game plan. Because there's nothing else you can do. In all seriousness, Badaki, I just don't think that you can sell Michael Thomas. But we did talk about him this week on the pod, didn't we?
Yeah, we spoke about him on the podcast this past week. This is a huge conversation to me. This is a huge thought process for me. I think that he is, I don't think he's the Michael Thomas that we all thought that we were going to draft this year.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been different if Drew was in, but I think you just have to remember that.
For sure.
I think I personally believe that Taysom Hill is a better quarterback than Jameis Winston. This is the first full opportunity we're going to see for Taysom Hill. The first time he is a starter, the first time he is going to be doing these things. So I would say you never know. You never know. I think Taysom. I know Zach leans more as Jameis Winston, but I personally think Taysom Hill is, he's going to use his legs. He's a big quarterback. I think he's a pretty good, passer. So I think it can go either way. He can get 15 points or he can get.
If you think I deserve an Oscar for that performance I just put on, please drop a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and follow us on FantasyLand Gaming, guys. That's where we're going to start streaming live, playing Call of Duty with all the guys in our league. Would love to have you hang out. Just hang out. Let's talk while we play. But all right, let's take the next question. Carlos, take it away, Badaki. Take Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos. I have Mahomes, Chubb, Carson, D-Hop, and Michael Thomas, A-Rob at flex, and T.J. Hawkinson. Standard league. Who should I try to trade and improve? I'm skeptical on Carson and A-Rob especially.
Okay.
It's kind of almost my. If I was you personally, I would be trading. I think you're right. Chris Carson, A-Rob are skeptical. I think you can try and see what you can get for A-Rob. Obviously, he's on a bye this week. Chris Carson, it's kind of hard to sell right now, depending on your trade deadline.
Yeah.
This is a standard as well. So maybe A-Rob is not the guy you go for. Maybe A-Rob is the one that you keep that because it's standard.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I agree. I just think it's difficult. It's a difficult scenario regardless. But I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I don't think I can offer any better advice than that.
Yeah.
Clamped easy. Jared Cook or Logan Thomas this week? My goodness.
I personally like Logan Thomas this week.
Okay.
Personally, I think.
Let's just talk about Jared Cook quickly.
That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful to perform like that.
It's just as if 2 weeks ago, Thanos just snapped his finger. And Thanos is Sean Payton, by the way. And it's like Jared Cook evaporated into thin air right after that fumble. I don't know. I don't feel confident in starting Jared Cook at all, personally. So I think I agree with you. I think it has to be Logan Thomas.
Yeah, Logan Thomas. It's a good matchup against the Bengals. He's been pretty consistent in some sort of way. So I kind of want to talk about this because I think he's a good tight end. I was actually going to trade for him personally.
Yeah.
Because I think he has a good opportunity to pass. Last week he had 10 points, 5 targets, 4 receptions. The week before against the Giants didn't really do too well, but he did have 6 targets. The 2 weeks before, he did catch a touchdown for 4 targets. So he's been finding the end zone. So I think he's a good option. Someone that's really low that you can kind of, I think he's going to be a good tight end next year.
Yeah, I like it. Next question, I think we answered already, which was Ebron and Gronk, and I think we're both going to lean Gronk. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Should I try to trade James Conner for Austin Eckler? PPR and I'm 8-2.
That's essentially what I just did. Not really.
No, you didn't.
I don't know. It really depends because I don't think so either. But if you want to take the chance and you believe that Austin Eckler is going to come back, then do it. Like there's still that if that if factor if he's going to come back. There's a lot of talks he's going to come back next week in week 12, but I think that's just him returning back to practice. I don't think that's him getting ready to play. So I think there's still another couple more weeks for him to come back. If you are in that position,
Austin Eckler kind of bit himself in the ass when he posted that video and said,
"Yeah,
fantasy owners, I'm coming back." I don't know that it was fully his decision. You want my advice?
Hold on, do it. Yeah. Oh my God.
Don't do it. Gotta keep the safety on your side. Luke Rogers. Guys, we have 15 people watching right now. How about everyone like the video in 3, 2, 1. Click the like button. Let's get those likes up. And we're going to keep helping you. Okay, Luke Rogers says, Hines or DJ Moore in the flex position. What are we thinking here, Badaki?
I'm personally going Hines.
Yeah.
Just because you don't know if Teddy's playing. It's kind of hard. It's just kind of hard to say. It's kind of hard to say if Teddy's not playing. I'm not confident starting DJ Moore.
I agree, and I think in this scenario they're both at risk, right? They're both not guaranteed volume, and they're both not. They're both very much in the boom bust category. I'm taking a risk on Hines with a great matchup, hoping that something clicks with what happened last week.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt Daly says need 2 wide receivers and a flex, full PPR. Okay, so we're choosing 2 wide receivers here, Badaki, and a flex. Cooper, Kupp, which is one guy, Justin Jefferson, Chris Godwin, Marvin Jones. So let's choose 2 wide receivers first.
All right, so for me, right off the back, it has to be Chris Godwin. That's the one for sure that I'm picking. And I'm pretty far from the mic. It's interesting. Cooper Kupp and Justin Jefferson, I think, are fairly even in my rankings. I would personally lean towards Cooper Kupp just because he's on the better offense and he's seeing the targets. Well, Justin Jefferson is seeing the targets as well, but he's seeing more of that long ball, deep shot type pass.
I'm personally going to say that you need to start Justin Jefferson over Cooper Kupp, and the reason is that I don't believe Cooper Kupp has that upside anymore in this offense. I think Justin Jefferson has the upside to win you and lose your weeks. If you want to play it safe, go Kupp. If you want to risk it, which I'm comfortable with, go Justin Jefferson. You guys know if you listen to the podcast how much I love Justin Jefferson. So for me, the 2 wide receivers is Godwin and Jefferson. For Badaki, it's Godwin and Kupp. But at flex, I think you got to go Balash, and I think we're on the same page there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Matt Daly, Dana Ilioy said all love for Zach and Badaki. So just gotta appreciate the love. Thanks everybody. Yeah. Matt Daly says Goddard or Hayden Hurst full PPR. I think I'm going Hayden, and I think
Hayden for sure.
Feel the same. We talked about that on the podcast this week. Sit advice. Look, Hayden's matchup is great. He's been more involved into the offense. When the season first started, everyone was skeptical of him because it was kind of hit or miss, which is the tight end position.
Right.
But slowly, there's been some consistency, some trust being formed between Matt Ryan. And by the way, we have the Falcons as our upset of the week this week. And I think the receiving options in Atlanta is a big reason why. Kevin Chang, what's up, bro? Should I start AJ, AB, or Kupp over T or Sanders? Guys, make sure you're very specific with the people that you're talking about. There's a lot of AJs in the league. And I assume when you say Sanders, you mean Miles Sanders. I don't know if you mean Emmanuel Sanders. So just make sure when you do ask your questions, you give us the best opportunity to answer them. Should I start AJ Brown, I'm assuming, AB, or Kupp over T. Higgins or Miles Sanders? If it's Miles Sanders, then no, you're starting Miles Sanders. T. Higgins, I'd probably prefer to start T. Higgins over the other guys, considering the matchup.
Considering it's kind of hard, man. I like T. Higgins' matchup against Washington. I also believe AJ Brown's going to have a big game. I think that the Ravens' defense hasn't been up to par since the first half of the season, and they're giving up a lot of points. They gave up a lot of points to Jacoby Myers. They gave up a lot of points to they played the week before.
Yeah. I think this is another one of those. Do you want to play it safe? Because if you do, T. Higgins is the guy. Do you want to risk it? You want the high upside? Then A.J. Brown's got the much higher upside. I think we're comfortable starting A.J. over T. Higgins, both of us. But the safe play is probably T, right?
Yeah. That's perfect. Explained perfectly.
Dalton Schultz or Hooper. Probably got to roll Schultz here. Haven't seen much from Hooper, and we got to see some consistency. All right, guys, we're going to try and fire through these, try and catch up, okay? Carlos, T.J. Hawkinson or Henry? Got to go Hawk for me. You agree?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Steve Launcher, Jacoby Myers or Kalen Ballage at the flex in one league, and then which of the three do I go with? I think we already answered this, Steve, but we are going Kalen Ballage, and in your other league, we are going Jacoby Myers and Devontae Parker, correct?
Yep, correct. Logan Thomas is in for the instant All-Star. Insane All-Star, Logan Thomas over Jared Cook.
Yep.
Struggling with my flex with Jack Mara. Shout out to Jack. Struggling with my flex in a couple leagues. Hines, Cooks, Crowder, or Evans. And then Robert Woods, T. Higgins. Yeah. Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, wow.
Family chat.
This is a struggle. Look, I think with the first part of that question, Jack, again, we're going to have to ask you a similar question. Do you want the risky upside or do you want the safe play? I think in this first flex question, Hines is the highest upside out of everyone. But I think personally, if it was me, I'd probably start Mike Evans over the other options. Do you agree, Badaki?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Hines, Cook, Crowder. So Crowder, no. Cooks, no. Evans. Oh, I like Evans. And then Robert Woods. Yeah. Evans, T. Higgins, or A.J. Brown, and all are pretty much. Yeah. I agree.
Okay, so Mike Evans. All right, and his second flex question is Robert Woods, T. Higgins, or A.J. Brown. I think this is similar to the scenario before. How are you leaning out of these three?
Same T. Higgins, A.J. Brown.
Okay, so T. Higgins is first there.
Yeah.
All right. Do I drop Marquise Brown for Gio? Absolutely. Pick up Gio right now. Guys, if Gio Bernard is available in your leagues, Joe Mixon is on the IR. So you have a starting running back. Pick up Gio as soon as you can. Okay?
Absolutely.
Just pick him up. Oh, my God.
Okay. You're good, Steve. Okay, Matt Becker, I feel your pain, my guy. MT has caused a lot of pain. Jordan Westfield, you're a troll. Thomas Charlton says, so I'm going to go with Duke tomorrow, and I'm losing by 60 due to Thursday Night Football. You got to keep up the hope, bro. You got to keep up the hope.
Yep.
Steve, Mark Andrews or Gronk this week? That's a good question. Let's quickly talk about that one.
Mark Andrews obviously playing Tennessee, and then Gronk is playing the Rams. Rams don't give up a lot of points to running back to tight ends.
Yeah.
Look, I think both these are must starts. Obviously, I think I'll personally lean Rob Gronkowski.
Okay.
Just because I like his matchup better. I think this is going to be a shootout where, I think Lamar's going to tend to run the ball. He's going to run the ball. He's not going to throw it much. I think Mark Andrews will probably,
I'm in the mindset that you can't sit Mark Andrews because he always has that upside. I know it's not looked good for a long time, but if the Ravens do throw touchdowns and they do throw the ball, Mark's always got a chance to get you 80 yards.
Yeah.
And a touchdown. So I'm personally not going to sit Mark Andrews in that scenario. Again, me and Badaki aren't always going to see eye to eye. So you kind of have to make a decision there. I'm saying Mark, he's saying Gronk.
I like both. I think if I had to choose one, I'd probably choose Gronk for sure.
Okay. And just a reminder, guys, I know my mic is doing something weird. It will be fixed next week. I promise you that. You can at UPS on Twitter and tell them how upset you are, as I have. Okay, Carlos.
Don't even forget you, Jake. Sorry, I was reading Matt Becker, the one after that. He's like, you screwed me last week with DJ Dallas over JD McKissick. Bro, I screwed myself over. I started DJ Dallas. I didn't think DJ Dallas, was not going to play, essentially. We were all surprised about that. Literally, the first drive for the Seahawks, I was like, I literally put in the chat, I was like, why is DJ not on the field? And then I go to Zach and I say, Zach, you know how many people we told to start DJ Dallas, and we were just like, "This is going to be bad."
And all the signs said to start him. That's what sucks.
Everyone said to start him. It's not just us. If you go to every single podcast, every NFL website, whatever the case may be, they said DJ Dallas. No one knew that Alex Collins was going to be the guy. But that's a mistake. I lost that week too, so I feel you, Matt.
That's terrible. Sorry. That's a terrible idea.
Okay, Carlos says Hines or J.D. McKissick in a standard league. First off, Carlos, I want you to talk to your commissioner right now. Say, why the hell are we in a standard league? This is not as fun as it would be, right? Like, half PPR at minimum. PPR is the best, so, all love either way. But let's answer this question. Hines or J.D. McKissick in a standard league? Honestly, J.D. McKissick's upside is gone if you're not in a PPR league. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would go Hines. I'm rolling with Duke and Gio losing by 60. I love it. They both have the starting role, so the volume's there. You got to follow the volume.
Yep.
Colin says, Colin B. Ballin. That's actually a really funny username. Colin B. Ballin 303512. What's up, my guy? Should I try to trade James Conner for Swift? PPR, I'm 8-2.
I think that's a good trade.
You would want Swift instead of Conner?
Yeah,
okay.
I would just purely because Swift he's going to see the opportunity. He's been on the field every time. It's kind of iffy now. I was iffy when Wesley traded away James Conner for Alvin Kamara and some other people, and for Travis Kelce. He traded away Travis Kelce and James Conner for Alvin Kamara and some and Mark Andrews, and I personally thought Wesley lost that side of the trade, but now is leaning more towards he's winning that because James Conner's value has lost. They haven't used him in the past 2 weeks. You see that they changed their offense purely to passing. They are running the ball with him, but not as much as you would like to see it in the beginning, the first half of the season.
Yeah. The only reason I'm hesitant here, Colin, is I this season more than any season, I do lean towards a risk aversion strategy. Right. And with Swift having a concussion, let's remember what happened to David Johnson when he had a concussion. Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll play this week. That's 3 weeks ago, and he's on IR. So I'm much more hesitant on this trade because I want to take risk aversions going into the playoffs. It sounds like you have some good assets. I just think that I would prefer to have James Conner over Swift the rest of the season because of the risk aversion.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's interesting because what if it gets to a point where the Steelers are 9-0? Let's say they went out into week 13, and they're 12-0, 14-0, or 13-0. I feel like they're gonna rest people because they solidify that playoff.
No.
James Conner probably won't be used as much.
No.
Receivers won't be used. That's how I'm thinking right now, and I see James Conner not being used.
Nah. Anytime you get a chance to go after history, no franchise will ever pass it up. If they keep winning, they are gonna keep. They want that 16-0. They want to be the best team, quote unquote, ever. I don't think they're the best team ever, but no, look, the only thing you have to worry about is if your playoffs end in week 17, which hopefully they don't, because that's trash.
You're trash, kid.
That's how I feel about it. That's just trash if it ends in week 17, but hopefully your playoffs end in week 16. And I still prefer Conner for the risk aversion.
Yeah.
Miles, what's up, my guy? Okay, Miles, let's answer your questions. Just before we answer Miles' questions, please drop a like, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss the next time we go live. I know my mic is a little bit off, but it's going to be fixed next week. I promise you that. But let's answer Miles' questions. Brady or Tua? Let's start there. He's got a couple of them, but Brady or Tua? I think we're both on the same page here. We like Tua as the talent. When it comes to fantasy football, he's more of a name than a guy you want to start just yet.
Absolutely. Has to be Brady for me.
Okay. T. Higgins or Michael Thomas? That's crazy that that's a conversation.
That's T. Higgins.
I don't know.
I cannot tell people with confidence to start Michael Thomas. Besides, if Michael Thomas wasn't, let me rephrase that.
You have to start Michael Thomas.
You have to start Michael Thomas. But like me saying, you know what, you're starting Michael Thomas purely because of what he's done in the past, his name value. We're talking, and we always preach consistency. T. Higgins has been very consistent. Michael Thomas hasn't. Michael Thomas doesn't even have his quarterback, and not even the quarterback we expected him to have. He has Taysom Hill, which I still personally believe he'll do better with. I think if you had to choose one, you always start Michael Thomas. But like on a limb, I'm closing my eyes and choosing here, and it's T. Higgins. I'm starting T. Higgins with my eyes closed.
I just don't know. I don't know I could do that. I think I'm starting Michael Thomas, personally. And Badaki and I, like we've always said, we're not always going to agree on everything. But if I actually had T. Higgins on my team, and let me just put this in a different light. Let's say you are 7-3, 8-2, 9-1.
Right.
Start whoever the hell you want, right? But let's say you are 5-5. Oh, that makes it harder. Probably gonna lean T. Higgins, but I just don't think I can sit Michael Thomas. So I think I'm gonna have to start Michael Thomas against Atlanta. I think they're gonna need him. I think they will genuinely need Michael Thomas this week, and that's the difference. I'm going Michael Thomas, Badaki's going T. Higgins. Got to trust your gut with that one. Gibson or Robinson? I'm assuming that's Antonio Gibson. And James Robinson. Really good question, and I assume this is a PPR league as well. Let us know, guys, if it's not.
Man. This is hard. I still would choose James Robinson. He's not sharing with anyone. He has been very explosive. Gibson is sharing some sort of volume with J.D. McKissick. He's not seeing the passing game. James Robinson has he seen much passing game? He hasn't seen much passing games, but
yes, he's seen a decent amount.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. I think this is no question. I think this is James Robinson for me.
For me, it is a question for sure, because I want you to think about James Robinson. What's the first thing that comes to mind? It's probably the dude's put up 30-point games multiple times, right? But let's just look at his game logs quickly together, okay? So, 13 points last week, 15 points the week before. The week before that, he put up that 30 bomb. But week 6, 15 points. Week 5, 10 points. Week 4, 14 points. So, I think he's had 3 games that you've been hyped about. Those 3 games, he's just popped off, and you're like, my God, James Robinson. I think against this defense, I would rather start Antonio Gibson personally. And I don't think it's homer bias. Maybe it is. I'm a Washington football team fan. But I personally would rather start Antonio Gibson because I think he's been more consistent to get you 15 to 16 points. So James Robinson does have the volume, but I'm going with the matchup. I don't want to start anyone against Pittsburgh. So again, the only thing Badaki and I agree here, Miles, is that you don't start Tua. I'm saying MT, Badaki's saying T. Higgins. I'm saying Gibson, Badaki's saying James Robinson. So hopefully we haven't confused you more than you've ever been. I hope that is helpful. Guys, please drop a like on this video. It does help. Please subscribe. That does help as well. Let's keep going here, though, Badaki. Jose. What's up, my guy, Jose? Jose Sandoval. I hope that is correct. Do I play Adrian Peterson or play Cooper or Cooks? Guys, just a reminder, be very specific here, because Cooper could mean Amari Cooper, and it could mean Cooper Kupp. So you got to be very specific. There's a lot of AJs. For example, be specific when you ask us these questions, and let us know what kind of league you are in, PPR, half PPR, standard. But Jose, without knowing those answers, what are we doing, Badaki?
I still don't like Adrian Peterson start this week. Personally, I think that it has to be Cooper Kupp, or Amari Cooper. I think both have decent matchups.
Yeah, I agree.
Over Cooks.
I agree. It has to be one of those, whoever it is. Colin, be ballin'. Tyler Boyd or Will Fuller, PPR for rest of the season. We talked about Tyler Boyd on the podcast this week as a trade for target. He was one of my trade for targets. I want him on my team. I traded him away this week in a different league because I wanted to get Travis Kelce. This is Tyler Boyd. And obviously there's Dalvin Cook was involved in that package for Kelce. But for Tyler Boyd, I think I would prefer him rest of the season. He's been one of the most consistent, underrated guys. Mm-hmm. But I also don't like Fuller's rest of season schedule. What do you think, Badaki? You might see this differently.
No, I agree with you. I'd rather have Tyler Boyd any day of the week. I'm not excited to have Will Fuller. And Will Fuller does have a tough schedule. I think he plays the Colts twice during the playoffs. So it's not really interesting to me.
Yeah. Tommy, your boy Bricks Bockley. You gotta love your boy Tommy. Okay. Fulham or Pittman? Oh my gosh. Isn't it crazy that that's a question considering 3 weeks ago?
It's Pittman for me without a doubt. I think I told Tommy this playing COD. Well, Fulham is irrelevant. Alshon Jeffrey's back. Dallas Goedert is back. Miles Sanders is back. Zach Ertz is coming back or is at practice. Jalen Reagor's back. There's so many people that are back right now. Travis Fulham is not the guy that I want. And it sounds crazy, but no, it doesn't sound crazy. And Pittman is the guy there. He is the future for the Colts.
I know. Sorry. Here's what I'm going to say. And I think I was going to tell you Travis Fulham. But when you do look at the weather reports right now, which sometimes you can't control the weather. Other times you can look and you can say, let me make an estimated guess here. The weather seems to be terrible in Cleveland on Sunday, tomorrow. So that really affects upside in the passing game. I personally would probably go Michael Pittman because of that weather scenario. If it was clear weather, I would maybe lean towards Fulham because while it wasn't a great game, it's a good matchup if there was good weather. But I agree, you do have to go Pittman. Kellis Talks. What's up, guys? Hey, just a reminder, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you don't miss when we go live next time. You'll get a notification every time we go live. Kellis Ellis says he's 6-4, third seed, PPR 10-team league. That's the kind of information we need, Badaki. That is clutch. All right, he says Watson, Moore, Chark, A-Rob, Claypool, Boyd, Woods, D. Henry, D. Cook, geez Lord, Miles Sanders, Mixon, Kelce. Trade Watson for Lamar, 4-point PPR touchdown, 6 seed make playoffs 2. So I guess the real question here is, do you want Watson or Lamar rest of the season in a 4-point touchdown league? Because that does matter in this scenario. Because Lamar would be potentially worth a little bit more considering he will run the ball more. Lamar's got a pretty good playoff schedule, even though he's been pretty average this year. I'm taking Lamar if that's an offer. You might see it differently.
I'm looking at Deshaun's schedule. So I know Lamar off the top of my head I think he plays Jacksonville, plays the Giants, and he plays another team that's not so great. But Deshaun Watson I don't really have. Chicago, Indy, Cincinnati. Yeah, I'm taking Lamar.
Yeah. I think that's a no-brainer for me. You got to go Lamar. Great matchup, and in a 4-point per touchdown league, that means Lamar's more valuable because he runs for touchdowns more. Miles says, only want to start Tua because everyone is doing bad against the Rams defense. I assume you mean the Denver defense, and you are right. But Badaki and I have always preached consistency, right?
Yeah. It's hard. It's going to be hard. I can't. Yeah, we need to see consistent. 2 weeks that Tua have started doesn't mean consistent for us. For me, it's usually 3 weeks. I can tell you, you know what? I'm actually confident in telling you to start Tua, or actually confident to tell you that I think that he can be fantasy relevant. I still don't have enough information right now.
Agreed. Okay. Thomas Chariton says Jacoby Myers at flex. Again, it really does depend on your options, because we got to know who are the other options. I do think he's a decent desperation flex. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so as well. Desperation.
Callis Talk says, I got Bernard too, by the way. My goodness, dude. Your team is stacked. You know what, Callis? I'm going to give you some quick thoughts, though. I really think you can package some of these wide receivers and maybe a running back to get an elite wide receiver. That's maybe what you're missing on your team, is an elite wide receiver. Try and get Julio. Try and get...
Maybe get Stephon Diggs, you know?
Try and get a Diggs on a bye right now. Maybe a team needs to win who has him. Or who's a Tyreek. You know, these are kind of guys that you could potentially try and get through the trade market.
Yeah.
Steve Launcher, I hope I'm saying that right, bro, says, so we are going Devontae Parker over Jacoby Myers or vice versa, PPR. I think we said Devontae Parker over Jacoby Myers, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, Jose said Amari. Yes, we would choose Amari in that scenario, just to confirm your previous question. K. Ellis says again, 6-4, third seed. All right, I think we trade 4 of my wide receivers for 1 wide receiver. I don't think you should trade 4 of them, but I think you can trade 2, maybe a lower tier running back on your team. You know, maybe you could trade a Woods and a Claypool for a Calvin Ridley.
I was gonna say you should go more towards DJ Moore, Claypool, Woods, and trade for. You know, you can do a 3-for-1, not a 4-for-1, because that leaves you with A-Rob, Tyler Boyd, and Tyler Boyd, and then you can get a top receiver there, whether it's Diggs, whether it's Julio, whether it's. I don't think you'll be able to get a Julio or Diggs with those top 3, but just shop around, see what you can do. But I would personally be trying to trade more Chark, Claypool, or more Claypool, Woods.
Agree. I think DJ Moore, honestly, get him off the team. Get some value for him. We don't trust him at all. We actually talked about both of DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson on the podcast this week. It is a trade target spot if you want to find it. Lots of context there. Thomas says, do you like Los Angeles Chargers defense this week? Yes, it is my favorite defense play this week.
I picked them up. I'm starting them. So, I mean, if I'm going to do it, I have to tell you to do it. But I personally think there's a risk in that as well.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy to say, you know, but I think they will score points, but they will also give you defense points.
Yeah. New York Jets.
Your trash, kid.
So, I mean, every defense that plays in New York Jets is a defense that I want to play. Absolutely. So, Tommy, your boy Bricks says, appreciate it. We got you. Hey, guys. Yeah, some little appreciate it text if we're helping you out here. My other option at flex is Fuller, Harris, or Fournette. So that was for the Jacoby Myers. I think you got to go Fuller over any of those scenarios. And I see your question at the bottom here, Thomas, as well. Fuller over Marvin Jones as well for us. So, Clayton, guys, if you have any more questions, Clayton's question is the last one. If you got any more questions, hit us up. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notifications. Appreciate you.
That's right. And follow the gaming as well.
That's right. Follow on the gaming. I want to comment here.
We got another one here.
Comment, guys, the channel that we just commented from, FantasyLand Gaming. Subscribe to us there. That's where we go live with our league mates and play Call of Duty and different games like that. So sub there if you'd like to. All right, Clayton, sorry. What's up, guys? Not much, my guy. Good to see you. Good to hear from you. Need 3 PPR. A.J. Brown, Michael Thomas, Will Fuller, Cooper Kupp, Kalen Ballage. Oof. That was hard. A.J. Brown, Michael Thomas, Will Fuller, Cooper Kupp, Kalen Ballage, pick 3 in PPR.
Look, I think for me, if you had to choose, I think you have to start A.J. Brown and, like you said, Michael Thomas.
Yep.
I would personally be starting Kalen Ballage over Cooper Kupp and Will Fuller just purely because he's playing the Jets.
Yeah.
I think Will Fuller could go off. He's playing New England. I think Cooper Kupp can go off because it's going to be a high-scoring game against Tampa. It's hard. I think all these guys can put up points. We just don't know who.
This is a really hard position to be in, Clayton, because you got a lot of guys in really similar scenarios here. Mm-hmm. What I would suggest to you is, again, try and package trade. Sounds like you got a lot of guys. Like if Fuller and Kupp are on your bench, then you're either in an 8-man league or a 10-man league, or you've just really done well this year in trades or a waiver wire. So I would suggest to you, Clayton, try and do a package trade tonight, or probably tonight you'd have to do it. Mm-hmm. Package some of these guys. Try and get a Julio Jones. Package A.J. Brown and Will Fuller, right? Get Julio Jones. That's a good, obviously good value each way. And you get Julio, and you don't need to worry so much. You would start Julio, Michael Thomas, and Kalen Ballage. So I hope that helps. Julio/Diggs owners are lame in my league. I get what you're saying. But that's our advice for you, bro. Hopefully, maybe try Tyreek. Maybe try Tyreek. Maybe try D-Hop. He had an off week. Maybe try him in a package. Okay. Thomas says, do you think Fuller would be shut down like Baltimore receivers? That's why I'm worried about it and liking Cam's connection with Myers. So I do like Cam's connection with Myers, but when you have the upside of a Fuller, you have to play him over Jacoby, right?
Yeah, and that's my thought process. These teams are kind of Fuller. They're going against each other. Fuller and Jacoby are going against each other. So you think about Stephon Gilmore being on Fuller, and to be honest, I wouldn't be able to tell you who's going to be on Jacoby Myers. So I personally think they'll find the end zone.
Yeah.
Both of them can find the end zone.
I think we're both going Fuller here, though, still.
Yeah.
There's some guys you have to start over others. And Fuller over Jacoby is one of those for us. Sam Green says A.J. Brown or Diggs. I don't know if that's a troll or serious, but let's answer it regardless. Chabs or Chebbies? I guess A.J. Brown or Diggs is in reference to your trade question before.
Yeah.
I think you'd want Diggs rest of the season, of course.
Well, you got to start A.J. Brown this week, though,
You do have to start A.J. this week. Yeah.
Randy
Wells. What's up, Randy?
Randy Dan, if you're watching. Shout out to Randy Dan Savage.
That's right. Browns defense without Myles Garrett or Eagles defense? That's a really good question. Okay.
I don't like either of these defenses.
Okay, but you have to choose one. I know you don't like them, but you have to choose one. So, who's it going to be? The Browns or the Eagles?
I am choosing the Eagles.
I think you need to start the Browns defense. And I know Myles Garrett won't be there, but I think that because they're at home and because of the weather, they're going to have a very favorable scenario that they are used to. But me and Wadaki, yeah, we don't really like either of these guys. What's up, my guy with the Super Bowl prediction? I cannot say your name. I saw you followed us on Instagram. All love. Welcome to the Fantasyland fam. Good luck on the Devante Adams giveaway, guys. If you haven't heard by now, we are giving away a signed Devante Adams jersey on our page through our partner RSA. Make sure to go to that page. It's on our story. And make sure you follow everything to enter that. Do not miss out on that. And a lot of people, Badaki, for whatever reason, when they first see our page, they think that these giveaways are fake. There's a lot of people doing fake giveaways, but we don't have to do that because we have a partner. we have a partner, RSA autographs. Right. You can find them on our page. We talk about them a lot. We have no reason to fake it. They are partnered with us. They are supplying the jerseys. So on our story, there's a little icon that says giveaways. You can see all the previous winners. We got nothing to hide, but super glad that you guys would join and follow. And I think you're gonna like the page regardless. But all right, Thomas. All right, guys. We're gonna after Thomas. If anyone's got one more question, we're gonna answer it. We're gonna end the stream after that. Been on just over an hour. All right, Steve, your question's the last one here. But Thomas says, my lineup is Big Ben, Gio, Duke Johnson, Devante Adams, A.J. Brown, Gronk, Fuller. I like it. Los Angeles Chargers and Butker. A lot of upside there, man. A lot of upside. I love the Big Ben start. I love that Adams is healthy for you. And all you can do is live on a prayer at this point, right?
Yeah, that was good. Good team. Sheesh.
All right, Steve. Last question here. Last start or sit for him as well. At the flex. PPR, Michael Thomas, Mike Williams, Curtis Samuel, or Duke Johnson. You gotta go MT. Am I right?
Yeah, for sure. MT, no question.
And look, he could absolutely hurt you because he's hurt you before, and he's hurt me before. So I get it, Steve. I get where you're coming from, but I think you have to start MT. Hey guys, much love for listening to the stream. Badaki, anything you want to say? Any last advice to Fantasyland fam?
Last advice, continue to do your thing. Make sure you find out who you can get value for if you have a trade deadline in your league. Sign up to our Patreon, patreon.com/Fantasyland. A great way to support the show if you like what we're doing here every week. You like that we're going live. I mean, support the show.
Yep, and by the way, I just commented from our other YouTube channel, which is Fantasyland Gaming. Guys, it would mean so much to us if you could subscribe to that channel. We might actually go. I don't know what your plans are, Rocky. We haven't talked about this, but we might go live tonight. We might go live after this.
Yeah, for sure.
What's your plans?
I got to eat. I'm hungry.
Okay.
I cleaned all morning and haven't eaten. Came straight here.
Okay, we're gonna go live probably tonight and play some Call of Duty with the guys. So again, if you could subscribe there, hit the notifications as well, so you know when we go live. And seriously, so much love to you guys, Fantasyland fam. Good luck this week. I hope that you get the wins. I hope that the advice has helped. If it has, click the like button. Yeah, I think that's it.
All love, guys. All love.
We're going to let the music play us out.